This episode is brought to you by Kai Vi, kava infused, naturally sourced, non-GMO. In a stressed out world full of uppers and stimulants, Kai Vi proves that more energy isn't always the answer. Drink Kai Vi. This podcast is also brought to you by Aloha Jewels by Rose. Ocean-inspired, authentic, gorgeous gemstone jewelry, handmade. Rose is a computer scientist turned jewelry designer. At Aloha Jewels, you will find personalized jewelry made with the best quality materials and best craftsmanship. This podcast is also brought to you by Dackle, not your average island clothing store. DackleShop.com. Check them out. All right. Welcome to the SupaflySua podcast. This is your boy, SupaflySua.
And your boy here, too, Fatasi, ready to get this podcast going.
Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very, very special guest in the building today.
Yes, sir. Special.
When I mean special, I mean there's this type of special comes probably every 10 years to me. This type of special is the kind where you gotta stop and just bask in the presence of people like this. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our girl, Sienna in the building.
Hi guys,
all right. Ladies and gentlemen, Sienna is 19 years of age.
Yes, sir.
And she's out here killing it.
Thank
if you're
you.
saying, oh, Sienna, who? You're a liar. You're lying to yourself. Don't do that. Don't play yourself.
I don't know, Sienna.
Sienna, I'm going to take you back to where I personally first saw you.
Oh, no. I'm a little scared. Okay, go.
First time I saw you was a gymnasium.
Yep.
I don't know what high school it was, but you was wearing yellow.
Yep.
That's all I remember.
Yeah.
And you did one of my favorite moves.
Hey.
Nice.
And I watched that and I was like, wait, whoa. I watched it like 10 times.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the reason why I watched it 10 times because I'm a very particular person.
I feel it. Okay.
I love to watch what you did, what your background did, the reactions in the background, the reactions to the left. Catch it one more time. I don't think I missed it. And then the big thing that I noticed was your energy.
Aw, thank you.
All right, your energy
Major
is
energy.
amazing. I'm getting goosebumps here. Oh man, I'm always getting goosebumps. Your energy is amazing. Toof, I don't know if you've seen her videos, bro. Mm-hmm. See, she got a face.
Yeah.
This face right here.
She puts on a show.
She starts doing this, and then it comes down to
In 0.2 seconds. Yep.
oh.
Always putting up a show.
Thank you.
Never disappointed.
So you're from Hawaii,
Yes.
and I got that off of your Instagram bio.
Come on.
So from Hawaii, so I like to know how does a girl from the islands? Were you born in Hawaii?
Yes. Born and raised in Oahu. So.
Can I ask what Samoan?
Yes.
Full Samoan?
No, I'm actually Samoan, Chinese, and German.
Ooh,
It's a little bit of a random mix, but
Go. What?
Yep.
That's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. If you keep dancing.
Secret.
So how does a girl come from the islands out here to LA? What's the story behind that?
Well, I've started dancing ever since I was 4 years old. At a studio called Hyper Squad Dance Company. Grew up there my whole life. Trained every single day. Took as many classes as I could.
Wow.
And I never really knew about the LA dance scene until I was probably around like 13 or 14 years old. You know, that's when like YouTube started getting big with all the videos coming out. You would see a lot of the choreographers put up. Yes, exactly. And like growing up, I would watch a lot of like different dance crews on ABDC, you know, and then
ABDC.
Also like one of
ABDC,
my director, he like put together a group and they went on ABDC as well.
What?
They were called High 5-0. So
High 5-0.
it's part of season 5. Yeah. So I was super inspired by that. And I used to go out to LA when I was like around, I think, I would say probably like 11 years old, just to compete in competitions though with my team.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I never really knew of like the industry and like what the dance community really was out there until like later on when I turned around like 15, because I started going to a dance convention called the Build Beast Experience, which is held by a choreographer named Wildebeest Adams. And basically like it's a full week of like different classes that you can take, you know, and get your training on and learn from all these different choreographers that you see on YouTube and like all on the internet and everything. And so that's where I kind of like started like opening my eyes towards like the LA dance scene and everything. I was like, oh my gosh, this is where I want to be, because every time I took a class, like the environment was just so energetic, and you could feel everybody in the room like kind of pushing each other to, you know, to like be better and like want to grow. So that's when I like first saw like the LA dance scene. Ever since that, and I think I started to like travel out there more because I made it onto the I'm a Beast team. So I would go out and do different projects and then like take different classes and just train as much as I could. And then back in 2016, that's when I met the lab, the crew that I'm part of now. And so, I didn't move out to LA until it was like after, I think somewhere in 2017, the end of 2017. But that's because it was my senior year in high school. And so that's the video you saw. I was dancing with my high school dance team. But my high school dance team was under the direction of the lab, the directors of the lab. So it's kind of like everything kind of just fell into place like one after the other. But that's how like basically I kind of grew up like knowing about the LA dance scene and just seeing all these different choreographers, you know, growing up from YouTube and everything. So
cool. And, where did all this come from? Like where did this whole dance,
she said,
energy come from when you know, growing up as a kid before you jump into going to classes and all these courses? Like were you dancing off the like in diapers or something?
Honestly, no, I have a funny story. So my dad used to be a DJ growing up. And when my mom was pregnant with me, she used to go to all of his events, you know, and go like support him. And so my mom's sitting over there. My mom's like, yep, that's right. And so, when she was pregnant with me, she said that she would go to all of like his events and like, you know, the loud music is playing through the speakers and everything. And because she was pregnant with me, she would like feel me kicking to the beat. And I was like, what? And she was like, I guess when I was born, I would run around the house and like just dance and sing and like do whatever I could, like whenever I heard music. And that's when they knew like, oh, this girl is like meant to dance for sure. So
for sure. That's 100% a dancer right now.
I agree. Sienna here is, like I said, when I say special talent, there's talent out there you just cannot ignore. You cannot walk past Sienna or just scroll past Sienna because it's about to come right back up the next time.
Thank you.
You're putting a lot of work in.
Thank you so much.
A lot of work in. Like I'm seeing it every single time. New videos, new dances, new studios.
It's always a new video, always a new, you know, dance
I feel it.
How would you describe your hustle?
I think for me, ever since I moved out to LA, this is like before any of my videos like would go like viral or anything. I knew that, not to say that like my goal was to become like a viral dancer or anything. Like I just really wanted to be able to share my craft and share my passion with the world. And whether that be in the form of teaching like around the world or being able to work with different artists, I knew that I had to work hard to like make sure I push my content out and like let people see what I could really do. So I think ever since I moved out to LA, I've been constantly like hustling to like make sure I create new dances or meet up with some friends and we create choreo together, or whether it was like me going to take a class so I can get some footage, you know, for people like to finally see like who I am or whatever it was. I just tried to always like make sure I was putting myself in a, what's the word? I was always just trying to keep yourself busy. Keep myself busy and make sure I keep pushing moving, myself.
Keep driving.
Consistency,
exactly. Consistency. That's the thing. Like, you know, not a lot of people have.
I feel it. Yeah.
So like, you know, you of course consistency is like the key for you. You just keep going. That's, exactly. You know, you're getting bigger things coming your way.
Thank you so much.
You know.
What's your process on on your dance moves? Now, like I said, like I watch your dance moves, and like any video you put out, I cannot just watch. Like we have to keep watching over and over. Like when you do all these, like my favorite one is when you go ga 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 ga, and then you stop.
It's the dynamic,
You
the control.
What flavor to the dance?
Like how do you process? Like, so how do you make your choreography? Is there a strategy, or is it just something you feel, or?
Well, I think before, for me, when I used to like choreograph, one of the main things that I always try to include in my choreography is the way I feel about the song, or what the artist like is trying to say through the song. I really try to embody myself as that artist. So let's say if it was Beyonce and she was like singing Crazy in Love, like I would try to embody everything that she is like talking through that song, but also the way she sings it, or the vibe that it gives me. I try to like choreograph off of those things. And I feel like even when I'm like creating with my friends, like when I choreograph it with my friends, I also try to vibe around the people that I'm surrounded by. So if we're just messing around and we do something stupid, but I'm like, oh yeah, that's actually kind of tight, you know, like
that's what I was saying.
We try to make it look tight in a way where it's like, oh that's cool, okay. So I feel like I have like different processes, like, but it really depends on like what it's for. So if I create for like big things like a stage performance, I'll make sure that I see things like visually, like okay, it looks like it's too bland because there's too much choreo here. What can I do to kind of spice it up that'll like make it feel different, or make it feel interesting to watch, you know? So there's a lot of different things that I like think about when I choreograph, but those are pretty much like the main ones that I would say.
You just go deep in it when you talk about.
That is so cool.
Thank you.
Because in dance, like, you know, it's not only like a hobby or like, you know, it's art.
No,
it's art.
It definitely is.
And all your videos, everything you're doing, it's art. That's why you can't just watch it one time and go, all right, cool. Like, you gotta keep watching, keep looking.
Because then, like, you know, you're like basically dancing to the song, and like the song, you know, has like a meaning to it.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
You're explaining, you know, how it looks physically.
I feel.
That's right.
Thank you.
What are the inspirations? You know, who do you look up to in this whole dance world?
Yeah. Who are your idols growing up? Like, you know.
Well, definitely one growing up was always another Polynesian choreographer, Paris Goebel.
Oh, Paris,
I love her. Yeah, she's always been one of my favorites, like growing up, and I've always been super inspired by her. I think that's where I've kind of like gained like the performance aspect of dance, like a lot from her, because whenever I would watch her dance, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I feel something. Like you feel something when you watch her, you know, or when you see her dancers perform, you feel something. So I feel like I've definitely gained a lot of like knowledge from just watching her alone. There's been a lot of people, a lot of my mentors like back at home that have trained me. They've always been my inspiration. But for me, like, I feel like I find inspiration from anywhere and like anybody too. Even if it's somebody that just started dancing and I see their like hard work and their hustle, you know, to like make sure that they get a routine down. Like, I think I find so much inspiration in that. Just the hard work and the dedication alone behind that means so much to me. So I feel like, I find inspiration from a lot of things, but I will say growing up, like Paris was one of the biggest. Rich and Tone, other Polynesian choreographers for sure. Yeah. Dude, they're crazy.
Right there.
What was the guy? Sienna.
Sienna.
That was another one. I remember back in like Vine days. Like,
oh my gosh,
moves,
I feel it.
That's so cool, yo.
Thank you.
I'm a little starstruck right now.
Oh
like, I'm like, I cannot believe that. And she's 19, ladies and gentlemen, 19. So when you're 19, and I'm not saying because you're young, you shouldn't be where you are, right? But I'm saying, because you're 19 and seeing the hustle, and your hustle is like something, like I said, you cannot ignore it. It's there every single time. You're consistent. I love it. To me, that speaks volume for the people that support you. Right.
I feel that.
Like someone over here.
Oh, period.
Right? How's your support system? Because it is strong. It's got to be strong to be to be at the level that you're doing right now, which is amazing. Like you're putting us on the map. Yeah, Paris been doing it. Rich and Tone been doing it, but for someone now, right now,
thank you,
in TikTok land now, where everyone's a dancer, all you guys are dancers. Like, this is amazing.
Thank you so much.
And back when, back in the days when Rich and Tone was, to me, the only time I saw him was Michael Jackson.
Oh, for sure.
I was always like watching it, like, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. And that's my cousin.
Yeah.
That's my uncle. Right? But YouTube and social media wasn't available then.
Oh, yeah.
I tell everyone that comes here, we are living in a totally different world.
World.
Best time. For me, it's the best time, because if you want to do something, you can do it.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Just put your phone up, press record, and go, right?
Yep.
So that's why I love what you're doing. I love the hustle. I love everything that you're doing, because now everyone's on their phone. Everyone's,
I feel it.
no, they're watching something, right?
Thank you, yeah.
And now when TikTok blew up out of nowhere, with
TikTok.
all these dances, more people are looking at dances, dancing.
Exactly.
And
start off with the basic
Right,
moves.
yeah.
They're starting to bring in like some extra.
You start to appreciate the art because now the world is being saturated with all these type of dances.
Exactly.
That when you actually see real dancing, you start to appreciate the art.
Thank you.
That's
what I
like,
mean?
that's next level right there.
I love it. I
Thank
love
you guys.
it. How's your support system? Talk about the people that's been supporting you.
Oh, man.
And how that's been helping you.
I feel like I have such a strong support system. I've always had my parents growing up. They've always supported me in whatever I wanted to do.
Yes.
My mom right here, sitting right here. But both my mom and dad, and even my siblings, like they've always been like my strongest support system. When I moved out to LA, actually, it's only my mom and I living out there. So I have my dad and my 3 other siblings that still live back in Hawaii. So we're kind of separated, but like obviously not by like anything bad, but it's because they've sacrificed so much for me to kind of just go and live out my dreams. And I really can't just say like how thankful and blessed I am to have them, because like I know that like not a lot of people get that, in their life, and I feel just so blessed to have that support and have that sacrifice from every single one of them. Even like the people that I dance around now and the people that I'm surrounded with, like that have kind of been mentoring me these past couple of years, such as like my directors at the lab. Their names are Val and Carrie. Been there for me like ever since I moved out to LA.
Day one.
Yeah, and like it's crazy because they've taught me so much of not even just how to be a better like dancer or like
perfect the craft.
Yeah, but they've like taught me so much on how to perfect my mentality and like how like when I go through a lot of things, they've always been there to kind of help me like,
push you.
Guide. Yes, exactly.
Nice.
Push me in a way where I've never like even imagined before. So I have such a strong support system. Even like my family at home in Hawaii and like my family all over, they always like text me and they're like, I'm so proud of you. Like keep going. We're always rooting for you. And it's like, it's so like, it makes my heart so just like happy, and like I feel so blessed for every single person that like just always contacts me and like always tells me that I'm doing such an amazing job. So I would say I have a really strong support system, and I'm like,
it shows. No, it
thank
shows.
you.
Yeah, we all see it.
Yeah, your hustle can contest to the support you got, because it'd be really hard for someone to be doing what you're doing at the level that you're doing it at.
I feel
consistently.
Thank you.
Without that kind of support.
No, for sure.
And someone that was born in the islands, and raised there. And then, like,
it's hard.
Was that one of the biggest steps you took, moving to LA with your mother?
And your family, I think that.
It definitely was. We actually struggled in the beginning because that's when I wasn't really booking any jobs at that time. So my mom would constantly cry. I felt so bad, but she's all like, "Don't expose me."
Shout out to mom.
My mom is such a trooper, though. I love my mom so much because she's like stuck through every single hardship that we've been through. When we first moved out, she actually doesn't really like living in LA. If she could prefer to live somewhere, it would definitely be home. But I think she's kind of like grown accustomed to it now. But I remember when we first moved out there, like we had no finances to be living out there. We were living with our friends, and they were so kind and generous to let us like be with them for like a while to like kind of help us get on our feet and everything. But we didn't even get to go home for Christmas that year, for New Year's. Like there were so many birthdays and holidays we missed, like with our family.
Sacrifices you guys have to make.
That's
exactly.
I'm getting goosebumps. And like I feel like crying. Because your mom out here, like the faith and the support that they have in you to go, let's go suffer over there in California. Even though I love home.
I know.
They believed in you so much.
No, they really did.
That's love.
Take notes, future mothers and present mothers out there that just not doing nothing. Dude, that's crazy. No, that's crazy. That's love, yo.
It definitely is.
And Mom, I know you're not on the mic, but is it because you saw something in her to make that move?
Yes, both my husband and I.
You saw that.
We saw it from an early age, but to make the move, my husband was the one that actually had to force me to let her go.
Oh yeah, she definitely didn't want me going to live up in LA because she was like, I want you to graduate from Hawaii first, and then after you graduate, you can go and move to LA. And I was like, no, I feel like the time is now. Like, I need
Shout
to
out to
be out
Dad,
there.
yo.
Yeah. My
Look at the support, yo.
As well.
Look at the support.
Thank you.
This is beautiful. It's beautiful because, like,
support.
I'm telling from the outside looking in, it looks like you had it from the start.
Oh, thank you.
No, it looks like you went to LA and you already lived the life. You already had these bookings. You didn't have to suffer because you was that good.
Oh,
you know
definitely
what I mean?
not. I wish.
Crazy.
That's blessings, yeah.
That's blessings.
Blessings
that your
for sure.
parents was
Truly
able to
blessed.
see that in you and said, "Hey, this is gonna suck."
I know.
But
yeah.
For her future, I think it's best to go on the other side of the world. What the heck?
Oh my gosh.
It's
I
just-
feel
You can't dance in Hawaii. No, they said go out there to LA.
Yep.
Yo.
That's
I'm good on you.
LA.
Yo. Good for you.
Thank you.
Take notes, yo.
That's the best.
Hope y'all taking notes out there, man. This is crazy. That's a really big step. The reason why this is crazy to me because our last episode we had a guy named Bobby B. Mack.
Okay.
Right, and his story was crazy because he dropped out of school because his dad was there to support him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's a really great artist. He's up and coming, but he's a really great, promising artist. So now, like, here
That's
we go
tight.
again.
Yeah.
The support, like, you know, for them to see something
Yeah.
in you and act on it. Oh, that is crazy. That's faith.
It's a blessing
That's
for sure.
blessings.
Yeah.
That's
And
love.
you have an amazing family behind
Thank you. Thank
And-
you
and-
so much.
And I can say that you're really proving to make them proud. I'm sorry, you're really making them proud.
I
You're
hope so.
really honoring them.
Yeah.
Thank
Honoring
Big
your
time.
father and mother and your family. You know, your
Big
siblings.
time.
Well, you're doing it.
Thank you.
I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the lab.
Ooh.
Anytime I see the lab, it is lit.
It is litty. I'm
Anytime I
not
see the
gonna
lab, I'm
lie.
like, I guess I'm looking. I'm like,
It's just like
turn out the light. The show's on. Holy crap!
lights,
Thank
camera,
you.
action on
Yo,
the
talk
lab,
about
man.
that crew. I don't know what you guys. I don't know how. Like again, we're from the outside looking in.
Yeah.
To us,
sure, yeah.
it's like, hey, we're here in the lab. Put on our face, put on our shirt, press the play.
Yep.
And then you guys go out and dance. What's the process? How's that like? And the people that are there,
my
are they all the
gosh.
same people or all the time in that lab? Or
Different.
How does that whole dance scene work over there?
Well, when I first joined the lab, there's still some of like the people that I like started dancing with out there that are still there now. But like I said, the high school dance team that I was a part of was under the direction of the lab, and so a lot of their kids came from that program. But the lab has like always, oh my gosh, they're like the hardest workers I've ever known because, and I think that's why I've kind of like accustomed to like the hustle life and
The
like
work ethic.
yeah, and the consistency because these dancers that I dance with every day, they're such hard workers and so humble, and you know, you can see like, dude, we be having some 8-hour rehearsals like every day at the minimum. Like 8 hours is our minimum of like rehearsals sometimes when we have a big project coming up or a big competition.
Yeah.
These kids go in, they like,
You guys go to work.
no, we definitely do. And I think because we know that like we always just want to hold ourselves to like a higher standard all the time
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
we put on
Always.
these. Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
There's
you.
always strive
that
high.
is crazy.
Thank you. No, but
That's why.
that process is crazy because like I said, we have, it's either 8 to like 12-hour rehearsals, like, and constantly like working like the entire time. Like we have like, I think 1 or 2 breaks in our rehearsals, but it's like for 30 minutes. And like we just go straight back to working hard and making sure we get it done. So
Right back. You try to perfect everything. You
Yes,
know? Try
exactly.
To
So,
go through it again,
do
step
you
by
have
step.
choreographers or do you guys just take turns? Like, who
well,
says, listen to me?
we have our director. Her name is
okay.
Val. That's the one I was talking about earlier. So
Gotcha.
she's the one that kind of oversees all the creative vision for it. I'm the head choreographer, so I kind of like go in and
Yes,
Go
man.
ahead, Fonto Stokes, the head choreographer, y'all.
Yeah,
Oh my
listen to
God.
that.
Put some respect on her
I'm
name.
dead. No, yeah. So I'm the head choreographer. I go in and like make sure that every section that we have in the set is like really good, and I see like what movement needs to be placed where. And then we have like a lot of like different choreographers that are up and coming right now too. But the one that I work alongside, his name is Andrew Elam. So he and I kind of like are like the overseers for choreography, and then we have like a lot of different choreographers right now that like are up and coming. So
Nice.
That's
it's cool.
great.
Yeah, we have
so
a good process. I feel like we have a good structure. it's been working for a while. So
and it's always good to like surround yourself with people that want to go.
No, exactly. That
like,
are on the same,
too.
that are on the same
try to
wavelength.
have the same dream, have the same goals.
It's
sure. It's always good to, surround yourself with the people that that's going to take you, far.
I totally
agree.
And
when we're watching these videos, like the attitude that these dancers get.
y'all put on a show. That's why I always say, like, you guys always put on a show.
Remember the Titans, my favorite line in that movie, attitude reflects leadership. So that speaks volumes, right, to you guys, to the choreographers, to your director. Mm-hmm. Good on them, yo.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's big ups on them.
That is so crazy.
Thank you so much.
I want you to talk to the little boys and girls out there that want to take this seriously. Mm-hmm. They want to take this dance, and they're not just on TikTok. They're really doing the real thing.
I feel
what I mean?
Yeah.
I want you to talk to these girls girls and boys because I honestly did not expect everything you're talking about. I did not expect this. I thought you were gonna say like, yeah, I went to LA, then I jumped into this. We did that,
definitely not.
Everything was good. No, this is crazy. The adversities that you and your family went through. I wanted you to talk to the little boys and girls out there, especially our Pacific Island kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who are stuck on an island, and I put that in quotation marks because you don't have to be on an island to be stuck in an island
really
and feel
don't.
like what's around us isn't enough for me to start.
No,
you know
for sure.
I mean?
And I think that's why a lot of like people back at home, for me, what I feel is like they feel stuck or they feel like, oh, I can't go and do anything because I'm stuck on this rock. But like for me, I'm like, no, that's really up to you though. That's your choice, Like if you really wanted something, if you really wanted to make something happen, like go and do it. Like nobody's stopping you. The only person that's stopping you is yourself, So I think like for me, like what I would say is that like, I've definitely like, I have a good support system. I feel like that's what's been like obviously been able to help me kind of like grow up in this like in this industry and in this dance scene. But like this doesn't even just go towards dancers alone, like people that are trying to become dancers. Like this goes for anything that you're like trying to pursue. Like you got to be consistent with how hard you want to work. Like you can't give 80% one day, 100% the next day, and then 20% the next day after that, because your results are just going to be so inconsistent all the time,
That's crazy,
and like for me, like I knew that if I wanted to like make it somewhere, like I needed to put my 100%, like 110% at least, like every single day, going into it. And it's going to be hard. Like you're not always going to hear yeses. You're not always going to have the best experiences, but like perfect. Exactly. But if you can like push through those challenges and like those setbacks, like, and really like overcome them, like that'll just speak volumes for you and show you that like you're stronger than you thought you were, and that you can definitely push like to your limit. Because I know that like for me, like there's been times where I wanted to kind of give up in a sense, like with dancing, especially when I first moved out to LA. After the first couple of months of not doing anything, I was like, okay, look, this dance life looks like it's not for me. I don't think I'm gonna like try.
How'd you overcome that?
Honestly, I feel like it was my trust in God and like my faith for sure. Yeah, I would not be anywhere without His love and His support that He's had for me, like throughout this whole journey. I feel like I've had to kind of learn to like not fully like rely on myself or my own strength, because I know that when I did, that's when I got burnt out the fastest. Being able to trust and lean in God and like making sure that I would like pray to Him like whenever I was going through something, it made me feel so much better, and it made me feel like I can, dude, with God by my side, like I can overcome anything. And so that's great. I feel like there was a lot of like different things that I've done to like help overcome those situations, but God was for sure my number one and my number one priority ever since. So
amen.
Wow.
That's good.
It's so, man, I hate you too, yo. What? You don't even want to know what I was doing at 19. I'm 29, Auntie. You don't even know what I was doing 10 years ago. Not talking like this. Not having that consistency. Good for you, yo.
Thank you.
Good for you, man. And good for your parents and your family. Man, the way I'm so happy. It's overwhelmed. Like I said, like you're special.
Thank you.
Okay, and I want you to always know that, and not to put too much pressure on you, but all of the Pacific Islands are looking at you as a representative. You're repping all of us, right? But take that as pride. Like, just be happy with it. Because, like, you know, we got Paris. Like we said, we got Paris and Rich and Tone. But you're the future.
New generation.
Thank you so
You are
much.
now and the future. So I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. It's just crazy to see a 19-year-old talk to me like that. And I know. I'm like going back to 19. I'm like, I can't even say what we was doing at 19, yo. That's so crazy.
Yeah, that's great.
What's your favorite food?
Ooh.
That's a hard one we ask Polynesian.
I know.
What's your favorite food?
Okay, well, I haven't even had, like, Samoan food in, like, so long either, so
Yeah, they don't got it in LA.
Yeah, they ain't got none of that in LA for sure. Even the Hawaiian barbecue in LA is...
Oh, what?
Oh.
It's all right.
You might as well just get it from home.
Okay, yeah. Recently, though, I have been loving Korean barbecue, so...
Yeah.
I definitely love Korean food for sure.
If you weren't dancing, what would Sienna be doing?
Oh, this is a question that, like, I feel like recently everybody's kind of been asking me, and honestly, I feel like I would have done sports.
You athletic?
Did you play any sports?
I was growing up. I played like volleyball and basketball, but I kind of stopped after like middle school because dance kind of just dance took over my life. Oh my gosh.
Busy dancing, you know.
Oh, that's so cool, man.
Thank you.
Dang, man,
that's good.
I'm speechless, yo. I'm more proud of you than anything. You know,
thank you so much.
I like I said, I'm starstruck, but I'm proud of you. I'm proud of where you're going. I'm proud of your, like I said, your support system that you have going. What's for the classes that you got going here in Las Vegas?
Yep.
What's going on there?
So I just taught one last night.
Okay.
I kind of took it a little bit slower because sometimes I'd be teaching way too fast pieces.
Everybody's not on the same pace yet.
No. I mean, like, for me, like, I love to switch things up a little bit for myself too because I love challenging myself to do different styles or like create to a different vibe. So I find myself always teaching to energetic songs or like hype songs that make me feel, you know, like I can go off.
And every video, you always go 110. I'm not even lying. She goes like 110 because, you know, everyone can see it and like, you know, you show it.
Thank you.
You know, you show it. Like, everybody see it and they're like, damn, yeah, Sienna goes hard.
Yeah,
Sienna go hard on her.
Thank you. But yeah, so last night I taught something a little bit slower, which was really interesting for me because I'm not like that type of I'm not that type of dancer, but I feel like challenging myself all the time is like really good.
Try to be diverse.
Yeah, exactly. But I think today I'm gonna hit them with the energy.
Y'all ain't ready today.
So one of the big things I saw on your social media lately was that BTS.
Yes.
Yo. If y'all haven't seen it, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna put it on right here. The video's gonna be right here. Yo.
That part.
It's crazy. Oh my god.
How was that experience? Because I'm not really into K-pop. I feel. I just not anything wrong. I just haven't had the opportunity to even look at it. But like seeing your clips like went up, I'm like, whoa, what's she doing?
I feel.
I want to know how you got like how. I don't want to give y'all too much.
I feel bad because I can't really talk too much about it.
No, I'll say this. How was your experience?
It was amazing. Overall, like, so surreal. Like, I really felt like I wasn't even there half of the time because I was like, dude, I'm dancing next to like the biggest boy band in the world.
One of your goals or like?
Well, okay. So, fun fact: I've actually kind of grown up listening to K-pop and watching Korean dramas. I mean, like my cousins introduced it back to me like when I was in middle school, and so I've always been such a fan and like always been a fan of BTS for sure. So
and here
so, like,
you're just
to be able to like even stand by them, I was like, this is crazy. I was like, what? And then for them to be able to do my choreography and me dance next to them, I was like, this is like insane.
How are they?
They're so cool. Such genuine, down to earth people. Oh my gosh, they're normal as heck. I love it.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. They're so cool, and it's actually kind of funny too because sometimes you know the language barrier for some of them.
Course,
there's one that speaks English, but the language barrier is like it's a good thing because like it's kind of funny, you know, like when I try to when I was trying to like work with them in a sense, but sometimes I was like, oh, I wish they could understand what I was saying, but it's okay.
Oh, and he had a translator stuff.
Yeah, we had a translator. So
you work with anyone else as big as on the big stage?
Well, I went on tour with Jennifer Lopez last year.
Okay.
Yeah, last summer. So
J-Lo in the building.
Yeah. So because the lab was on World of Dance season 2 and we won that season, she's always kind of been in contact with us. So
wait, what, y'all won? I'm so sorry.
No, you're good.
It's
okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's been a while. It's been like 2 years now since that happened, but
Nice.
she wanted us to come on tour with her and open up, you know, be the opening act with some of the other World of Dance acts.
That's
so it was us,
next level.
this other contemporary dancer named Byron Olay, and then a Latino group called Swing Latino. So we all went on tour with her, and we were a part of not only just the opening act, but we were also a part of her show. So we got to dance with her on stage too. It was so crazy.
How is she?
Bless.
Amazing. J-Lo is like, to be 50 and doing that, I'm like, what?
Her worth.
Oh my gosh, no.
Point.
A lot of people look
I
up
feel
to
like
her.
I respect her the most for sure because
Did you
her
get to see
hustle, like, it's crazy. Yes, like homegirl is like on a strict like diet and
level.
like, and she's like always working on something. It doesn't even have to be in like dance or like performing. Like she's always doing something, whether it's like acting or she comes out. She just came out with like a perfume, or like she's doing like so much. Oh my gosh, it's like so inspiring to see her work ethic. It's crazy. Yeah.
Was she one of like your idols growing up too?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I
Jenny on the Block.
loved watching J-Lo. Jenny on the Block.
You got it. Yeah, she was a good dancer too.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Living
Great
in Color.
dancer.
Yeah. She was on that.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Thank
BTS, J-Lo, anyone else?
Sierra.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to talk about my ex.
J-Lo.
Guess if we're gonna talk about my ex.
Sierra in the building.
Sierra. Yeah.
What Sierra?
Man,
What was you doing there?
I got to choreograph a whole show for her. We did the Jimmy Kimmel like summer concert, I think it was called that. So we got to perform with her on there. I got to choreograph.
Jimmy Kimmel? On the Jimmy Kimmel?
On the Jimmy Kimmel
Yo,
show.
what?
And then we went to Good Morning America that same year, and like we performed on that.
Now, when you say you're choreographing this, like
choreographing.
Head.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
She'd be like,
then-
Sierra.
Not like that.
Ready? You ready?
But I did work with her. Yeah, I worked with her
how was
one-on-one.
she?
Oh, so
This
sweet.
is crazy. What? She's only 19, yo.
Don't forget.
Thank you.
Yo,
Still bigger things on the
hustle,
way.
Work. Be consistent.
Blessings on the way.
And if you're a parent, yo, support your young ones.
I
Look
feel
at
it.
This is proof right here.
Thank
This
you.
is living proof. Anyone else you want to shock us with?
Missy Elliott.
Okay. Missy
What?
Elliott in
How
the
was
building.
Hold
So,
on, now
she
Missy
was-
Elliott's a different type.
No,
Her
Missy
dancing
is-
videos is different.
I
How
feel
was
it.
that?
No joke.
So that was actually a collab project with her and Sierra. That was the AMAs back in like 2018.
Nice.
It was the Level Up dance. So
Oh,
I was able
okay.
to choreograph like Missy Elliott's section of that, and she's so chill. Oh my
Are you?
gosh.
I bet. Oh man,
I know.
I
It
would
was so
love
cool.
to hang out with Missy
Even just
Elliott.
standing by
blessed.
her, I felt so cool. I was like, yeah.
Oh, that's
Said
what's
Sierra.
up.
No.
Man, I'm scared.
Way.
Anyone else?
Not that I can think of at the top of my head right now.
Hey, wow. Wow. I hate
you.
you. Wow. This is amazing.
For real.
Thank
That's
you.
blessings, Sienna.
Thank you.
Blessings.
Did you see this in Hawaii? Did you see this growing up?
I've definitely like watched all of these artists like growing up, and for me to like be in their presence and like be able to like contribute my passion and my like my talent for them, I was like, oh my, it's crazy. Like I never imagined myself doing this like back in Hawaii. Like I always just really wanted to like just dance like no matter where I was going, and like for me to be able to do all these things is so humbling. It's so like,
For real.
oh my gosh.
And I remember one of your videos, Cardi B.
Yes.
Yeah, Cardi
Man, how
B.
can I forget that?
No,
How can
I was like,
forget that?
anyone else? I remember Cardi B posted your video. Man,
The gymnasium
you went
one,
crazy
right?
on that
it
one.
was
You went
that.
crazy on that one.
She posted me 2 times. It was the same choreography, but I did it one by myself and then one in that gymnasium. So
Nice.
for her to even like give attention to that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so crazy.
It is, you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know, like, you know, eyes on you. Eyes on
thank
you,
you.
Eyes
Sienna.
on you, yo.
All eyes on
What?
you.
19.
19.
I'm telling you, man, there are people that are put into this world to just bless. And you are blessing
Thank you.
all of
Yes.
us.
Thank you.
You're
so
honoring
Facts.
your family and you're blessing the rest of us. And you're doing it as an islander, you know?
I feel it.
I say this to all our guests that come here. We're different.
Yeah.
I know all cultures are different, but no, we is different. We're from the island. I'm sure
I
your mom
agree
got
with that.
stories.
Oh, I'm
we
pretty sure
different.
she got stories too.
And not only are we different, we are still new to America.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all still new here. You know, like for instance, my mom is, I think she was the first generation to come to America.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Her generation was the ones that come to America. Now my generation is the one born and raised here.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So we're fresh.
I feel
we're all
it.
fresh. So like to see you is inspirational, yo.
Thank
This
you.
is amazing.
Thank
Consistency. Yo,
Everybody
support.
listen up.
This
Yeah.
is crazy.
Thank you.
Everybody take notes too while you're at it. Take notes on Sienna.
This might be a hard question. What's your goal? What's the big hurrah for you?
I feel like I've kind of struggled like to answer this.
It
for the
gotta be a
longest
struggle
time.
because how you gonna top Sierra, Missy Elliott?
No.
You reach half your goals already.
We'll never beat you.
No.
What could be better than all that?
Honestly, I think for me, I've kind of like grown to like learn so much as a choreographer, but I've noticed that like for me, I want to start being more of like the head creator, I guess, in a sense. So kind of shifting more into like a creative director
Of course. Ooh,
for the
nice.
industry. I think that would be super tight.
You'll be perfect for that too.
Thank you. I feel
No
like I have to.
What kind of answer is that?
You know, it's automatic.
Tell me
You know,
19,
it's
man,
automatic.
I'm gonna get rich. I'm 19.
I'm dead.
What kind of answer is that?
But no, I feel like I have so much to learn, you know, in
Yeah,
this
of course.
industry. And like, even as a dancer, I know that I have like a lot to improve on sometimes, but
A lot of potential.
thank you. But yeah, for me, it would be to start slowly transitioning into like a creative director position, and then hopefully like create for even bigger stages, whether it be like I start creating like and putting together a whole tour for an artist or
The next thing you know, you're at the Super Bowl halftime show.
Sienna. Yo.
that'd be amazing. Yeah, so we'll see. But I think like also like the end goal for me would just to be like to be able to obviously like share my passion and what I love to do with the entire world, but also make sure that I support my family back for everything that they've done for me. 'Cause
Yo,
they
that's
definitely
gonna be
sacrificed
huge.
a lot.
That's
So
love, yeah.
That's gonna be huge. The sacrifice they just put, I don't know what you could do to pay that back.
oh
But
man,
to keep doing what you're doing.
I feel-
You're
keep
already
doing-
making them proud. Keep doing what you're
your
doing.
name.
Thank you.
Your name means so much, especially for us Pacific Islanders. Our name means so much. Like I said, our culture is just different. You know
I
what
feel
mean?
it. No,
so
I
what
definitely
you're doing
feel
for
it.
you and your family and their name, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
So proud of you.
Real proud.
Any words of wisdom you can pass on to the world, anyone that you can think of, anything that you have on top of your head.
Yeah.
Words of wisdom.
Ooh, I think for me, I feel like recently I've been having a lot of what is it called, like mentality like issues with myself in this industry, especially. Like it's very hard to make sure that you stay like mentally healthy and emotionally healthy, because I think for me, I've always been just so on the go and busy lately that I never really have time to stop and think about like everything that I'm doing and like be thankful for everything that I'm doing. And I feel like even recently with like Kobe passing away and like Nipsey and like all of these great athletes and artists and like
I know LA, the city of LA is just
dude, it's crazy, but like I feel like recently I actually took a dance class from this choreographer named Antoine, and what inspired me the most afterwards was that the fact that he said that we just need to be able to support one another in this world that we have today. Like it's so crazy with like I said, with everybody passing away.
Try to keep it positive.
Exactly. And like with no matter like who it is, like just make sure you check up on those people, you know, and give them some love, because you never know what they're going through. And you know, like even if you think you're going through something hard, like the person that you're talking to could be going through something 10 times harder, or they're probably going through the same thing. Like you never know. So I think it's important for us. I think it's important for us to like stay connected with one another. I know that the entire world is hurting right now. There's been a lot of things that I know that I've seen like on the news and on social media that's been going on, and it kind of like just breaks my heart to see like how everything has kind of just turned out these past couple of years. But I feel like if we can just be there for one another and like keep that connection with one another, and make sure that we're constantly telling every single person that we know, or like, hey, are you good? Like, you know, I love you. Like, make sure that you just take time out of your day to like breathe. And like for me, like, you know, I'm super open with sharing my faith with everyone. I make sure that I like say like, yo, I'm praying for you, you know, I hope that you're doing okay, but just know that God got your back, and that I'm here for you as well if you ever need anybody to talk to. So I think for me, just like for my message, it'd just be to like make sure we all stay connected, and like just, it's crazy because you just never know what's going to happen tomorrow. You're not even guaranteed. Like, exactly. You're not guaranteed of like what's going to happen tomorrow either. So just making sure you make every single moment in your life count, every single second that you have on this earth, like whether it be going towards like the legacy that you want to leave behind, or the people that you want to like touch. So I think that would be like the main thing for me.
Perfect.
I got another question.
Yes.
Give me a God moment for you. You talking about how open you are with your faith, which we love. You know, we're on the same page with you. And as Christians, there's a God moment. We've all had God moments where we see, you know, His love. We see
His presence.
His presence.
Just
for example, this whole podcast thing, we didn't force nothing. You know what I mean? Like, God's so good. Like, it just fell in our lap.
I feel it.
From the table, the chairs, what we're talking onto this room we're in, it literally just came to us. Literally. You know?
And we didn't ask for nothing.
Give us a God moment that you got.
I would definitely say it was when, like I said, my mom and I first moved out to LA, and my mom kind of locked herself inside the room one day because she was so heartbroken that we weren't, like, she felt like we weren't going to make it out here, and she was calling like my dad and my siblings just to, you know, share how much she missed them and everything. And I feel like I kind of broke down in that moment too, because I just felt so bad for my mom. And for me, I reached out to God. That was like the moment where I like just sat there, like I sat outside and I prayed, and I was like, God, oh my gosh, like I don't know what's gonna happen, but like please just look over my mom and I, and like I will do whatever you want me to do. I'll be your humble servant, I'll be your disciple, like whatever you want me to do, whatever message you want me to send to these people that are out, that I'm surrounded by, or even like the entire world that, you know, that has been following me. Like, give me some guidance on what you want me to do. And ever since that moment, like even when I went, I came here for Christmas that same year, and I sat in my room and like I was still crying because like things weren't going the way I planned. And so I called my dad, and I felt like my dad has always kind of been the pastor in my life. He's definitely given me so much guidance. Yeah. But he like prayed with me. He prayed over me and like just making sure that I was okay. And then I felt God's love and I felt God's presence in that room for sure. And then when I went to, oh my gosh, where'd I go? I went to Florida to see UNLV perform at their nationals. And then that day was when Cardi B reposted my video, and I was like,
Nice.
Oh God, I was like, okay, God, I see what you're
God's
doing.
plan.
I was like, I see what you're doing, and so I feel like there were so many different moments that kind of led up to that moment, though, and I feel like I've seen God's love and God's grace like throughout my life, like entirely. But I feel like it was definitely when I was struggling the most, like I needed Him for sure, and He's always like came through for me. So.
And it's when you're at like your lowest point. Sometimes
Exactly.
He just raises you back up on your feet.
For sure.
Like,
Man,
that's faith.
I'm holding back tears, ladies and gentlemen. if you want to know how I look like when I hold back tears, just rewind this.
Zoom in on the eyes.
Dude, like for real, I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
I'm genuinely happy for you and on behalf of all Pacific Islanders and everyone out here that's been watching your videos and watching your hustle. We're very happy for you. We're proud of you. And we hope that you continue to keep grinding, continue to keep pushing, continue to build a name for yourself and your family.
Thank you.
And then dancing, like, did you have to change up any of your, nutrition, diet plan?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, he's like, oh, for sure.
I've been like trying to go on a diet for like the longest time. I'm like the worst at that. So I'm like not disciplined at all when it comes to other things besides dance.
She's 19, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm human after all, yeah. But no, I've been trying, especially because it's like 2020, everybody wants a fresh start, new year, yep. So I feel like I've definitely tried to kind of just change up the way I've been like eating and like my lifestyle that I've been living.
Because I know dancing, that's a whole workout.
It is, but after a while, like when you get so used to it, like it doesn't really feel like you're working out anymore.
You're just a normal.
Your body is so used to it now.
When I go to the gym, I skip the weight room. I skip the cardio room. I go straight to the Zumba room with all my Filipino old ladies. Like, I'm all Filipino ladies, and then there's me and all the rest of the Filipino. I love to dance. First of all, put some respect on me. I'm a dancer too. At heart.
Period.
At heart, it might not look good.
All Polynesians are though. Yeah. Honestly,
my wife and I were actually Polynesian dancers on the Star of Honolulu.
Oh my gosh,
shout out
that's
to Star of
so
Honolulu
hey.
out there in Hawaii. We're docked right next to Aloha Tower. So
nice.
It's not the level you're at. I perform for Japanese tourists.
Yeah, me, I only perform at church.
That's about it. Just 5 other years.
The only dancing I'm doing is at church or in the shower, something.
Oh man, I'm so proud of you. Like I said, I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy you show up today. Yes. Mom, I'm so proud of you as well. I hope people watching this can take notes from Auntie over here. Yes, and it's hard even to ask people to do what you're doing. It's hard because like you're literally saying we're gonna stop being normal and we're gonna go try this other life.
I feel
you know what I mean? Because like to wait till you graduate, you know what I mean? That's to me that's a little normal.
Yeah.
Wait till you graduate, then we'll go over there. But that 1 year difference that could mean a big difference.
And it did. It was like the biggest difference in my life for sure because right when I like posted that Cardi B video and she reposted it and everything, like my life turned like 180. Wow. It was crazy. Like I started traveling the world. I think like I went to at least 4 different countries in like 1 month, and I was like, what the heck is going on? It's crazy.
Blessed.
Yo, I'm happy you showed up today. I'm happy you're here.
I'm so happy.
Your presence is a blessing, and especially your mom. I'm actually more proud of your moms and your dads than I am of moms and pops. Because to see your hustle and your consistency, you could not do this without your parents.
No,
without your family.
Yeah. Not alone at all.
And like I said, from the outside looking in, we don't see their struggles. We don't see their come up. So
all you see is the little moments on social media.
I'm pretty sure,
all these highlights.
I'm pretty sure they're all proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm happy. We're proud of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
You're an amazing soul, Auntie. You're an amazing soul as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Sienna. Continue to watch her. She's up on the lab. She's gonna be here in Vegas for a little bit longer. She's out here being busy, working, hustling, grinding. For those who are sitting on the couch not knowing what to do, just think of something.
Take notes real quick.
That's the nicest way I can do it. Just think of something. And shout out to the parents out there. See, I love parent stories, and you brought up a great one.
Thank you.
So for all those, because I'm a parent myself, so like seeing all this as a young parent, like that you're instilling you know, the plan in
feel
me. You know, you're putting the seed in me. So like, I'm looking at my girls. I'm like, all right.
Yep.
Now I might not cut out of school. I might not do that. But you saw something. You and your husband saw something. So I'm so proud of you guys.
Thank you so much.
Great people. Thank you guys for tuning in. SupaflySua podcast here with Sienna. Peace, love, and blessings. Spread love, not hate. Cheers.
Sir.